Good. Hi everyone. In the last class, we had discussed factor of safety. Factor of safety is a number to determine the working stress. So it is fixed on the experimental works on the material. So it is defined as the ratio of ultimate stress to the working stress for brittle materials or yield stress to the working stress for the ductile materials. So if you want to calculate the factor of safety, we have to use the formula, that is factor of safety is equal to ultimate strength to the working stress for brittle materials, and factor of safety is equal to yield strength to the working stress in case of ductile materials. Okay, so in the present class or in the today's class, let us look at the factors to be considered when selecting the factor of safety. So that means whenever you have to select the factor of safety for designing, you have to consider some factors. So what are those factors? Let us see them. The factors are the properties of the material and the possible change of these properties during the operation. So we have to consider the properties of the material and the possible change of these properties during the operation. We have to consider material properties and also how they are going to change, possible changes of these properties when the material is in working condition. Okay. The next one is the type of applied load. So that means whether the load is a gradual load or whether it is an impact load, or is it a tensile load, or is it a shear load, or is it a compressive load. We have to consider this type of load as well. Okay. Next factor is the initial stresses set up during manufacturing of the component. Okay. So whenever we are manufacturing a component, there will be some residual stresses, or we can say, and also initial stresses. So when we are going to select the factor of safety for the design purpose of a specific material, we have to consider the initial stresses set up during the manufacturing of the component as well. Okay. And next thing we have to consider while selecting the factor of safety is the extent of localized stresses. So up to what extent the localized stresses have been developed in the material, that also we have to consider. And we have to consider the mode of failure also in the selection of the factor of safety. So these are the factors that we have to consider while selecting the factor of safety. So next coming, we have lateral strain and Poisson's ratio. So the next concept in this first unit is lateral strain and Poisson's ratio. We have already learned what is strain in our previous classes. The strain is nothing but it is the ratio of change in dimension to the original dimension. But here we have one more strain which is called as lateral strain. Okay, how we can define this lateral strain? So here if you see this diagram, we can understand this lateral strain. So the strain at the right angles to the direction of the applied load is known as lateral strain, or you can say transverse strain. If you see this diagram here, the load is applied in this direction, that is tensile load. The load applied is tensile load, and this rod, in this diagram we have a rod, and this rod is having two dimensions. One is length and one is diameter. If you see here, the length is parallel to the force and the diameter is perpendicular to the force. Okay, so here whenever the force is applied, length also is going to be changed, and diameter is also will be changed. So here what happens is, here length also is going to be changed, and the diameter is also going to be changed. So here what happens, if you see here, length is parallel to the force and the diameter is perpendicular to the force. Therefore, this diameter, if you consider this diameter, which is at right angles to the applied force, here you can say that the strain is at the right angles to the applied force. So this strain, that is the strain due to the or you can say a strain which is set up due to the change in the dimension which is particular to the applied force is known as lateral strain. Okay, so the strain in the direction of the applied load is known as longitudinal strain. So if you see this diagram here, here if the force is F, okay, but length is parallel to the applied force. So this strain due to this dimension is known as longitudinal strain. So Poisson's ratio is the ratio of lateral strain to the linear strain. So next coming is Poisson's ratio. The Poisson's ratio is the ratio of lateral strain to the linear strain. So this is how we can define lateral strain and the Poisson's ratio. So let us understand it once again. The lateral strain is the strain which is at right angles to the direction of the applied load. Okay, so we can define it like this also. It is the ratio of the change in dimension which is perpendicular to the applied force to the original dimension which is perpendicular to the applied force is known as lateral strain. Okay, and the strain which is parallel to the applied load is known as longitudinal strain, or you can say the ratio of the change in the dimension which is parallel to the applied load to the original dimension which is parallel to the applied load is known as linear strain. Okay, combining these two we have Poisson's ratio. So Poisson's ratio is the ratio of lateral strain to the linear strain. So this is regarding lateral strain and the Poisson's ratio. So next coming we have elastic moduli and the relationship between them. Okay, so let us look at them in the next class. Okay, thank you.